The short answer is that I wanted to see a lot of different gear compared side by side, but I ended up getting a lot more out of it than just that. We moved to our current home in 2020, and it has a dedicated 14 by 18 and a half foot theater with 10-foot ceilings, but it was completely a blank slate. Nothing had been installed at all. I had a theater at our prior home that we enjoyed very much, but nothing about it was outstanding. It was just okay. At the time that I did that theater, it was 2017, and I had a lot of things going on in life. And so I did the abnormal thing and just went to the so-called experts and did a demo, liked what I heard, and said, okay, give me that. And they put together a package for me, and we shared the install so I could save some money. But the whole system was about $8,000 for a 7-channel of in-wall speakers, 120-inch screen, an Epson 4040 projector, and a little bit of labor. And it was my first projection system that I had, and I really enjoyed it. Mostly, the big screen, and I liked having the speakers behind the screen, and liked the look of the speakers being in wall. And so we used that space a lot over the 3 years we lived there. But when it came time to move, I just didn't feel like, built-in speakers, you can't really move anyways. But the other stuff, I wasn't attached to it. So it's 2020, we move, middle of the year, get settled. As we're getting settled, I'm trying to figure out home theater. I'd set up a temporary setup with a 77-inch LG OLED G3, I think. And, it got the job done, but I wanted the full experience. So I started visiting different showrooms, such as Magnolia in Best Buy. Magnolia did some quotes for me, and I don't know, I just got kind of an ick feeling in my stomach. They were really pushing a lot of rail subwoofers and Audio Quest cables, and I don't know, it didn't feel right. And so I went down the path of doing the exhaustive video watching and forum reading. I took my time because I had a temporary setup, the OLED, and had some Revel towers, F208 and C208, and used that for quite a while I tried to figure out what it was I wanted. But that was the hard part, was I wasn't really sure what I wanted. Of course, I'm watching a lot of Youthman videos. I subscribed to his channel early that year, and I'm learning a lot from him, from his reviews and all the other wonderful online resources. But I'm getting hung up in the analysis paralysis part of things, because there's so many decisions to make, and they're so expensive that they're difficult to undo easily. And I really wanted to see, side by side, experience it for myself and make up my own mind. And it's really hard to do that in most showrooms, even the ones that carry competing lines of projectors, for example. But then Michael and Ryan announced that they're going to do MWAVE. I'm like, okay, well, this is perfect. I signed up on the very first day of registration. I didn't even have to think about it. For the first MWAVE in 2022, Michael and Ryan offered 3 different options for VIP. I knew for sure I wanted to do VIP Gold because that included the 3 home theater tours. And having watched Michael's tours in Wisconsin, Illinois, and Kansas City, I knew I wanted to experience that for myself. Choosing between Platinum and Gold was a little more difficult, but the cost works out to be about the same when you consider that by staying at Ryan's house and not having ground transportation, that offsets the cost of the hotel room. And I thought it would be kind of cool to have that more behind the scenes experience. Now, it's definitely out of my comfort zone to just go stay in somebody's house that I don't know and sleep on their couch. Like, I haven't slept on somebody else's couch in probably like 20 years. And, not that there's anything wrong with Ryan's couch, but, I just prefer to have my own bed and my own creature comforts. But I thought, man, this would be kind of a cool, like, out of my comfort zone personal growth opportunity. But more than that, from prior experience volunteering at different places, I've found that there's so much happens behind the scenes in those moments that you're just in the car, or you're just eating, or you're just not on, that you get to know people and connect in a different way that I thought would be interesting. And for me, it really was. Kind of an unexpected surprise as I got to know FOMO, and didn't even really know who he was before then, but got to know him, and he's just like a really interesting guy. So I would say my number one reason was to kind of push myself out of my comfort zone and get to experience those behind the scenes moments. Well, of course, I got to go to the home theater tours, which were really fun, and I'm so glad that I did that. I'd do it again in a heartbeat. The other thing I did at MWAVE as a VIP is I work like a dog. We were getting up at, I don't know, 5:30, 6 in the morning, working until I think 10, 11, 12 at night. And we were busy and I was tired, but it was a lot of fun because it was an adventure and we were all doing it together. In person, Youth Man is very much like he is on camera, but probably just more so. Honestly, can't say that I've seen another person have that much energy and enthusiasm and work as hard as he does for as long as he does. The man is unstoppable, and I give it up to him. I can't keep up like the pace that he works, and he loves every minute of it and has always got a fantastic attitude, as you might expect. Ryan is also very much like you would expect based off of the weekly podcast. He's a super smart guy. I'm amazed at how much he keeps in his head. And he works just as hard as Youth Man every step of the way to make MWAVE a great experience for everyone. Yes, absolutely, 100%. The memories I made from doing that, it was such a cool, like, grassroots thing. It's always fun to be in on the ground floor of something brand new, to feel like you're part of the founding team. Even though I was a guest, but I got to contribute, and it was really cool. And not just that, but the MWAVE itself, the experiences, being able to see stuff side by side made my purchasing decisions so much easier, because once you see it side by side and fairly compared, a lot of this stuff becomes a no-brainer. And then there's other stuff like I was shocked by doing the amp comparison, seeing it or hearing it side by side. I couldn't tell a difference except for maybe some really poor amps, but I mean, it was extremely difficult to tell a difference between amps. Similarly on room correction, like, they're all pretty good. Yeah, there was a couple that I thought were a little better than the others, but the differences aren't as discernible as you might imagine. But it was also great being able to test out furniture, like the Valencia chairs. I was on the fence. I'm like, this is Valencia internet brand. Are they for real? Or are they just a bunch of, hype marketing? Or are they like for real good quality furniture? And I was pleasantly surprised, and to the point where I actually bought a chair, the demo chair, right there on the spot. Also, when I was there, I saw the Seymour screens. I think the proscenium auto masking system, and that was one of those things. Unlike the amps, seeing their motorized masking system in action, I'm like, this is amazing. Like, this is just so much better. It made it a very easy decision to make that purchase. So, in both cases, being able to form my own opinion based off of firsthand experience and direct, fair comparisons made all of my purchasing decisions way, way, way easier. I can honestly say there was nothing I didn't like about it. Being that it was the first year, obviously there were some challenges in the logistics and coordinating things and figuring this out, because I mean, this is the first time this has ever been done, especially this type of experience, because I don't, as far as I know, nothing else like this exists. So I would say the biggest downsides is there was a few times with scheduling where there were two different events going on at the same time, or events, demonstrations that were happening at the same time, and it there was, just because of complications, you had to choose if you were going to do this one and miss one, or do the other and miss that one. And so I didn't love that part of it. And yeah, I mean, everything else was great. I was extremely tired and ready to go home by the end of it all, but it was the good kind of tired, because I was having fun the whole time. I got so much out of it. Of course, the hands-on experiences, the home theater tours, the clarifying what I liked and didn't like, and being able to make my own judgment call on what purchases I wanted to make for building my theater. It made all of those decisions afterwards so much simpler. I got out of it a Valencia chair that I got a great discount on it. I got a screen, 150-inch auto masking screen from Seymour, and I got a deal on that too. I got relationships with Michael and Ryan and FOMO, and that was a lot of fun. But the part that I got out of it the most, that I never went for or expected to get out of it, was the relationships. On night number one, somehow, I don't even remember how we connected, but I bumped into some guys, John and Michael, and said, "Hey, you're from Texas?" Well, we're from Texas. And we identified ourselves on the very first night that we were all from the same DFW area too. Lived in relatively close proximity, kind of within about an hour of each other. And so it was really cool to connect with people that were like-minded in Kansas City that are from Dallas, and to do that on night one. So we got to know each other quite a bit throughout the weekend. And then, and that was just the local people. I met so many other people, and having these conversations with people was surprisingly effortless. Because everybody is here for the same reason, it makes it easy to start a conversation and talk. And you can have just so many just easy conversations with so many different people. And I really enjoyed that aspect of it, but never really expected I would. After MWAVE, thanks to, I'd say largely to John, because he's the one that made sure that we stayed in touch. We started meeting regularly, and then we found other people from Dallas, and our group has steadily grown over the years since then. And we meet about once a month. Sometimes it's every other month, but we've continued to meet regularly and expand our community. So, watch out, Kansas City, and watch out, Wisconsin. We're coming for you. I know we still have a lot to do to catch up, but we'll get there. Yes, absolutely. And I did in 23. Except that year I didn't go. I went as VIP Gold, not VIP Platinum. Again, just so I could revisit those theaters, and they had added a theater to the experience, or to the tour. I didn't do Platinum just because I wanted to stay at the hotel that adjoins the convention center. It's just a lot simpler for logistics. And I'm going back in 2024. What was interesting about 2023 is that while I still did the experiences and I enjoyed them, I spent more time talking to people and making new friends and found more people from Dallas, and they got them looped into our local group that meets up, and they've been over to my house since then, and connected with a lot of people that we keep in touch with over text. Just friendly conversation, talking about gear or life or whatever. So I spent more time doing that than I did the actual, like show stuff. Unexpectedly made a friend with Jordan, also known as Haterade Cowboy Cinema is his YouTube channel. And he came over and did a tour of my theater, and we hung out for the weekend and did a few other tours. So, it's crazy how just a home theater enthusiast gathering can have such a far-reaching impact into your life. I'm looking forward to 2024. It's only about 3 months away. It's going to be fun touring some new theaters. Look forward to reuniting with all the people I've met at MWAVE over the past 2 years. And this year is going to be a little bit different, as some of you may already know. I'm joined the team to help as the event coordinator. Michael and Ryan have done a fantastic job, and as this thing has grown, it just needs more manpower. It'll be fun to do it again, but from a totally different perspective this time. And so far, it's been a lot of fun planning and coming up with ideas of how to make this a better experience for everybody that attends, the exhibitors, Michael and Ryan, and just put on a great experience that more people will walk away from feeling like they've either learned something for their purchasing decisions or connected with somebody else in their community. So look forward to seeing you there, and please don't hesitate to come up and say hi if you see me. Well, I don't have a cute outro, so I'll just say, see you later.